These are the live pictures at the scene. We are expecting to hear shortly from the London Mayor Sadiq Khan. He is just very close to the tower block and has arrived in the area where he will be speaking to people, of course, who are affected by this. Many people left homeless as a result of that horrendous fire that broke out in the tower block just before 1 o'clock this morning and took hold of the entire building in a matter of 20 minutes or so. At least 6 people have died after that tower block was destroyed. 20 people are in a critical condition in hospital. 74 others are being treated in 6 hospitals across London. More than 100 medical staff have been helping those caught up in the blaze, and the injuries are described as a range of injuries, including smoke inhalation. Questions are being asked as to why it was that that fire took hold so quickly. Eyewitnesses talk of possibly the fire having begun when a fridge exploded in a flat on the 4th floor of the building. That hasn't been confirmed, but it's certainly something that several people who were caught up in the fire as it broke out in the building. It's certainly what several people have said. We heard earlier from somebody who was resident on the 4th floor, and he described getting out very quickly, having had a knock on his door at about 20 past 1, saying that he and his loved ones should vacate the building. There was a policy in place that people should stay in their flats in the event of a fire, and that was certainly the advice through the night as firefighters dealt with the blaze. Well, I think we are now going to hear from Sadiq Khan, so let's listen in.
See for myself Grenfell Tower, and it is extremely distressing and devastating. Can I begin by saying my thoughts and prayers, as I'm sure the thoughts and prayers of the entire country are with the family and friends of those in the building and affected by this tragic and horrific fire. Also pay tribute to the amazing emergency services from the fire service. We have more than 250 firefighters, many of them have been here from the beginning, including the Commissioner. There'll be many more working during the course of the day. Many engines and machinery here, and fire service from neighbouring fire services helping us out today. Also, London Ambulance Service, more than 100 paramedics helping out during the course of the night, and more than 100 police officers.
Sadiq Khan, we've got some technical issues. We will try to resolve those and go back to Sadiq Khan. London police say it may be the case that there are people still unaccounted for within the block. We can hear Sadiq Khan again.
There are literally emergency services, firefighters running towards the fire, running towards the danger, whilst encouraging others to run away. We do know that a number of people have died, I'm afraid, and the commander has given you the figures that we have. I'm afraid it's likely that the figures are going to go up. We also know that a number of people have been taken to hospitals. Paul Woodrow, who's the Gold Commander for the ambulance service, will be telling you more about that. Can I just say this? If you are somebody who is worried about somebody who may have been affected by the fire, please do ring the Met Casualty Bureau on 0800 0961 233. If you're somebody who lives in the building and has left safely, please let us know you are safe, because obviously what we want to do is make sure that everyone's accounted for. Danny Cotton, the London Fire Commissioner, has been there from the outset. I've been in regular contact with her during the course of the night. I'll let her speak now, and then Paul will be speaking afterwards, and then we'll take a couple of questions, if that's okay. Danny.
So an update from previously, as I made you aware earlier, at 6 minutes to 1 this morning, the London Fire Brigade received the first of several calls to a fire in this premises. We were on scene in under 6 minutes, and we quickly got additional resources on scene when we recognised the severity of the incident. The fire crews continue to work tirelessly to go into the premises, to extinguish the remaining fire and to search the premises. As you will appreciate, this is a completely unprecedented fire. In my 29 years in the London Fire Brigade, I have never seen a fire of this nature, and I have seen many high-rise fires. This will, of course, be subject to a major investigation, but at this moment in time, we do not wish to speculate further about the cause of the fire or the fire spread. That is something that will be closely looked at in the very near future. We continue at the moment to search the premises, to try and identify any people. As the Mayor has said, we have concerns that there may be more people still inside the premises. It has been a very large and very significant fire. I anticipate the London Fire Brigade will be on scene dealing with this fire for at least the next 24 hours. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I can now confirm that the London Ambulance Service has treated 64 patients and taken them to 6 hospitals across London, including major trauma centres at King's College and at St Mary's in Paddington. I can also confirm that a further 10 patients have presented themselves to hospitals across London. Our thoughts are clearly with everyone who's been affected or involved in this tragic set of circumstances. We continue to have large members of staff, including paramedics, advanced paramedics and specialist trauma teams from the London Air Ambulance, along with our hazardous area response teams that are specially trained and carry special equipment such as the use of breathing apparatus to support our colleagues from the London Fire Brigade in the ongoing management of this incident. As my colleague, the Commissioner of the London Fire Brigade, said, this is an unprecedented incident and there is an awful lot of resource required to manage its ongoing status. From an ambulance service perspective, I would ask that only call us if you have a genuine emergency. There are other areas of the health service, such as the NHS 111 service, pharmacy or GPs that can give you advice on non-emergency conditions, and I would request you do that while we support our colleagues from the London Fire Brigade and the Metropolitan Police Service in the management of this incident. Thank you.
Okay, we'll take a couple of questions.
No, there are serious questions about...
One there.
Danny Cotton, can I ask you, when you got here in the early hours of the morning, could you imagine that you would be standing in front of a shouting fire?
No, clearly not, although when I arrived on scene, as our very early crews found out, the fire had spread rapidly and was progressing through the building. So when I first arrived on scene, there was obviously a very significant fire in progress, and our crews were working tirelessly to make entry into the premises and rescue people who were trapped. Through our control centre, we took a number of fire survival guidance calls, and we were able to to get our crews to go to those flats and assist the people to come out. As I said before, I have never seen a fire of this nature before in my 29-year history. It's a completely unprecedented nature, and it will require some further investigation, quite clearly.
Have any firefighters been injured?
Unfortunately, a number of firefighters have been injured, but only, fortunately, with minor injuries, which, considering the scale and the number of my firefighters who've been involved and how hard they've worked, is a testament to their professionalism and dedication. They are minor injuries, they are being treated. My colleagues in LAS have been looking after them, and I'm very pleased to say that we continue to work very closely in partnership together.
The experts. Search and rescue. Very soon, I'm afraid, it'll move on to recovery. But there are genuine concerns, reasonable concerns that have been raised during the course of the night, and it's really important that these questions are answered. I'll be demanding answers, and I can reassure you that I'll be ensuring that we have independent relation to the reassurance we need. We also need to make sure that lessons are learned, but also if, and Danny's like to warn us of the importance of not jumping to conclusions, if there are mistakes made, we want to make sure we learn them.
Mayor Tom Burridge, BBC News. Can you, clearly the focus of the investigation is going to be what the building was made from and the renovations that were carried out not long ago. Can you reassure people that your authorities are looking into whether there are similar council block buildings of similar nature in the capital?
Well, there are tower blocks across London, across the country, and they're the responsibility of either the local authority, the borough, or a private management company. And it's important that people are reassured that these tower blocks are safe. What's important today is to make sure that we work with the emergency services in their search and rescue and recovery. The local authorities today is rightly focused on housing temporarily those who've lost their homes as a consequence of the fire, and not unreasonably they'll address some of the concerns raised, one of which you alluded to. Take one more question, then we'll have to go. Any other questions? Thank you very much.